Dr. McKee, who had grown up loving football, had struggled with her feelings about the sport.
I don't feel that I am in a position to make a proclamation for everyone else.
If you had children who are 8 and 10 and 12, would they play football?
8, 10, 12? No, they would not. If you look at this tissue...
By 2010, Dr. McKee had looked at the brains of 20 NFL players. She had found CTE in 19 of them. It was during that time that a brain arrived that would dramatically raise the stakes.
Owen Thomas, to me, was a critical case. Here we have a 21-year-old who was a hard-hitting lineman from the age of 9 on.
And then, seemingly out of nowhere, he decided to take his own life. Had never been diagnosed with a concussion, never had a problem in the world.
Owen Thomas had hanged himself in his off-campus apartment. Chris Nowinski secured his brain for Dr. McKee. Without any history of diagnosed concussions, it seemed unlikely he had CTE.
I was fully prepared to see nothing. I remember late at night looking at the brain and thinking, just gonna knock this one off. And it just floored me. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing.
An advanced case of CTE had never been found in such a young person.
It's abnormal to see. In like 20 spots in his frontal lobe. He's 21, he's so young. You know, that changes the game to me.
Wrapped up and brought down by Owen Thomas.
Because he'd never had a diagnosed concussion, Dr. McKee suspected Thomas might have gotten CTE from the everyday subconcussive hits that are an inherent part of the game.
Another nice play by Owen Thomas.
Those subconcussive hits, those hits that don't even rise to the level of what we call a concussion or symptoms, just playing the game can be dangerous.
Rock is home, a crucial matchup in the AFC.
McKee is saying, look, this is very much an issue at the core of the game of offensive linemen and defensive linemen pounding the crud out of each other on every single play, on every single down, at every single practice. And there's no getting around that.
It was a controversial theory that raised fundamental questions about the way the game was played.
The human body was not created or built to play football. When you have force against force, you're going to have injuries. And I'm not talking about the knees and all of that stuff is a given. But from a neurological standpoint, you're going to have some brain trauma.
New York Giant Harry Carson has been studying the matter since he retired 25 years ago.
Most people are keyed in on the big hit. But the little mini concussions are just as dangerous because you might be sustaining 6 to 10, maybe a dozen of these hits during the course of a game. And, if you're going up against top flight players who are able to perfect those skills of hitting you upside the head or, getting hit with an elbow, or it's one of those things that at some point you're going to pay for it down the line.
For Dr. McKee and others, it raised the obvious question. How safe is it for children to play football?
From a physical risk standpoint, you know what you are doing when you sign your kid up, that he can hurt his knee, okay? But what you should know now is your child could develop a brain injury as a result of playing football. It's not just on the pro level, it's on every level of football. The question is, do you want it to be your child?
For Dr. McKee's colleague, Dr. Robert CANTU, The controversial answer was that no one under 14 should play tackle football.
With what we know about the youth brain compared with the adult brain, that it's more easily disrupted than the adult brain. The youth brain is lighter in weight, so it has less inertia to put it in motion. So you tap a youth head and his brain moves much quicker than an adult brain that's heavier and therefore has more inertia. So I think we should be treating youths differently.
And for the Boston University advocate Chris Nowinski, it was a danger the NFL helped to create.
As long as the NFL dismissed this, that meant that parents were signing their kids up to go play football believing that there was no risk. And, you know, that wasn't fair to those kids or those parents, but especially those kids.
Let's give him a big round of applause. He's a rough, he's a tough, he's tough.
Dr. McKee, who had grown up loving football, had struggled with her feelings about the sport.
I don't feel that I am in a position to make a proclamation for everyone else.
If you had children who are 8 and 10 and 12, would they play football?
8, 10, 12, no, they would not.
Why?
Because the way football's being played currently that I've seen, it's dangerous. It's dangerous and it could impact their long-term mental health. You'd only get one brain. The thing you want your kids to do most of all is succeed in life and be everything they can be. And if there's anything that may infringe on that may limit that, I don't want my kids doing it.
911 emergency.
An apparent suicide by a powerful athlete.
Your boyfriend?
A beloved NFL star apparently took his own life today.